Hi there, CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. I love this cloud formation around this super blue moon. And by accounts that I'm aware of, basically, Google, uh, it's the last super moon. It's the last super blue moon that we're going to have in about, for another 9 or 10 years, so, or maybe, yeah. Uh, I think they said 2035, but I could be off. But I'm on my little nightly walk. It's not quite midnight yet. When they get to midnight, they'll turn off the LED uh, display on the bridge. It's vibrant and beautiful. Red and blue uh, are like I don't know. They're like the colors of the lamps in my living room. I need to get some more LED lights put throughout the apartment. Yeah, whatever. Uh, I went simple with it. I didn't go all out. There are bulbs, you can get that you can program with your phone and stuff like that. Eh, Not all that high tech with it. Um, Blue and white is nice also. They're going to, I think they've been doing it, but I'm not sure. But I do know that the first Friday of every month, they come down here with food trucks and live entertainment and everything. I don't know, but they're going to start introducing each month, the first Friday of that month when they light the bridge, the new patterns. Because this is, you know, they're going to be uh, accepting designs from basically anybody who wants to submit a design for it, a series of designs. I don't know how they work, so I guess if I knew how many lights and how they would, I guess I could submit a drawing or something like that. But I don't know. I don't think that I'd be able to do it justice. And then, the different combinations of LED lights, of course, can create uh, new colors. Uh, there are, you know, I've seen things that look sort of green. I've seen things that look somewhat orange. I've seen things that look somewhat purple. And these are like, from what I understand, uh, red, white, and blue lights. But you know, I, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's different colors inside of the individual bulbs. Also, there must be. Anyway, uh, it's so quiet. I do this almost on a nightly basis. It's not quite midnight yet. Um, yeah, I find that the walking that I do, it's not only good exercise for my body, but it's a good time for reflection of my emotional and spiritual condition as well. Um, Looking at the wonders of nature as these clouds have moved away from the moon. I took a photo of it. Maybe I'll kind of submit that on my YouTube. It's like one of my photos, either my banner or my photo or something. Even though, like on my phone, it doesn't really show very well. They don't give you a big spot, like a little bitty circle, about the size of the moon, for the for my profile pictures. I don't know. I did start a an X channel, formerly Twitter, but I figured that was safe. I use that just mainly to follow uh, celebrities and politicians and stuff like that. That kind of stuff. I don't. It's not my primary. It's not where I put. It's not the repository of my content. I'm going to continue with YouTube on that. And then if I feel there's anything worthy that I feel like sharing or something like that, then I can just like share a link from the YouTube channel. But I don't really have any. I don't have any kind of followers. I am so excited. Uh, as a matter of fact, it was like, yay, that this YouTube channel, my YouTube channel. I think I don't remember if I ever in my life, never have I ever, I don't remember if I attempted a YouTube channel before. If I did, it was short-lived and it's not there anymore or whatever. But this one, I started a couple of years ago, and I just realized, hey, I've got 20 followers. 20, 2, 0. I'm so excited for it. I don't really, I'm always about like quality over quantity anyway. And so you 20 people are the most awesome 20 people in the entire cyberverse. Is that a thing? Cyberverse. It is now. uh, I love this. See, there's sort of a from the casinos here, and you can kind of get like a half semicircle of the lights, if you're including the lights across the river in Bossier. It's kind of cool. And then, oh, that's lights on. Oh, I'm gonna walk down there. I did this same walk yesterday. Actually, what I did was I left the apartment earlier and I walked actually straight to a Circle K, which is our modern. It used to be they used to be 7-Elevens here in the 80s and 90s, and they became Circle K. Although there's still 7-Elevens in some parts of the world, whatever. And then, hang on. There was somebody else down here listening to a radio, and so I wanted to kind of move away. Yeah. So the Circle K's, they used to be 7-Elevens or whatever, but I walked over there, got a diet soda. Soda, probably not the best drink for me, but it is diet soda or whatever. And then came back downtown because I had to walk away from downtown to do that. Came back downtown, and as I was passing by Texas Street downtown, I decided, you know what? I'll just go over to the river real quick, and because I still feel energetic, and I'll still, walk. So this was a lot of walking this evening. And then when I get home, I will spend some time chilling out. And then when I do get home, it'll be about 2 in the morning. It would have been about 24 hours since I had a significant meal. You hear this, you can barely see it, but there's some glimpse of the water coming down. If I stand still, maybe. A lot of times I'll go up to the top of the fountain and kind of look down at it. Beautiful. So then there's a Holiday Inn in the distance. They're giving us some LED service as well. So okay, so I don't know if I'm allowed back in that Holiday Inn. I don't know. I'm pretty damn sure a person named Mark Miller is never going to be allowed back in that Holiday Inn. Long story. It'll come out eventually. Oh, I'm not going to get into it. Water under the bridge, as we say. So anyway, what was I talking about? Not much of anything. Oh yeah, so every once in a while I have a day of fasting. Not a spiritual cleansing fast or anything like that. It's just that, hey, I've I'm feeling good, I feel healthy, want to make the most, and so every once in a while I'll have a daily fast. By fast, that means every once in a while throughout the day I've had some fast, huh? I've had a piece of bacon, like a strip of bacon. So I've had about 6 strips of bacon throughout the day just to tide me and get me through it. collectively. Now, that's not an actual fast because I did get some proteins and everything like that. But, so that's why I say kind of a semi fast. Whenever I do fast through the day, I'll have like the occasional small bite to eat just to keep me from getting like uh, well, you want to be careful when any sort of diet, uh, because what can happen is that uh, you can run the risk of maybe not having enough oxygen circulating, uh, and that happened to me just once uh, in the last few years, and it wasn't great. I suffered a bit of confusion, and I had a sense of, okay, I don't feel right. I need to go. I'll tell you what it was. I was out, my sister and I, we were doing, it was a couple of years ago. My sister and I, we were out taking care of some errands and a little shopping and stuff like that. And I was going to take us through like some fast food or something like that. And the fast food we were going to go through, it closed, it wasn't open. Like I was going to get like some church's chicken or something like that. And anyway, they weren't open, and but it was just closest to go back to the apartment at the old Fairmont where I used to live. And what happened was, I don't know, I got inside and then I started like bringing my groceries up and unloading. I'd bought like a lot of groceries that particular day, and by the time I finished putting the groceries up, I had this sense of confusion, like just irritability, and just, you know what I mean? It's like not being not hungry, not hangry, not anything like that. Just whatever. I grabbed a quick energy bar and ate it. It really didn't fix it. Uh, so I gave my sister a message. I told her, I said, I do not feel right. I think something's off, something's wrong. I feel like I should go to the hospital. So I started walking towards our local hospital that I was going to go to the hospital just to be in a safe space. Uh, I mean, this is making no sense. That's the insanity of it. It was like, it was not okay. And it could have been, you know, uh, it was just, it's not healthy to go. Uh, uh, it's okay to approach and be ketogenic, because the goal of a keto diet, for one thing, keto. Let me break this down and simplify what's happening. So we do a keto diet, meaning that what we do is we eat very few carbs, uh, and what that does is that switches our body metabolism so that it is burning ketones in our body as fuel instead of carbs that we feed our body from outward. So it's doing that. Uh, that changes. Uh, that's a metabolic change, and it does, or a chemical in the way that metabolism. It's a metabolic change. Metabolism. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. So what it means is that we're using ketones uh, within, to as fuel, and that is pulled from our body tissues and stuff like that. The storage, we eat and then we get fat, and we have an excess of storage. So that's what ketosis does. It burns off that storage, basically, ketosis. But when we stay in there too long, regardless of how much storage we have, uh, we can change the acidic content of our body and uh, approach a condition or achieve a condition called uh, acidosis, and that's bad. That's bad. You know, uh, it's a condition that diabetics, particularly type 1 diabetics, have to be careful of. If their if their blood sugar gets too low or too high or whatever, you could, it's a diabetic acidosis. Well, keto, a diet, can, if you don't monitor, you can slip into that. And so I was sort of concerned, had I uh, did I screw myself over with this diet? It turns out, as I was walking, my sister met me in her car, and uh, the energy bar, and it was a Kind bar, you know, those nuts with chocolate and a little blue wrapper, Kind bar. They were really good. Uh, so within about 20-25 minutes of consuming that candy bar, I did start to level out, did start to feel better, and that was great. And so we went through another fast food restaurant. I think it was Cane's Chicken and Fries and stuff like that. And I was like, screw this, I'm having an actual meal. So we went and we did get fast food that time, and then she gave me a ride back home. But yeah, I was that was my one scare. Uh, and so I've just been really careful. Whenever I do feel like I want to have a fasting, I don't anymore just do a complete no food fast. What I do is a very uh, thought out, planned ahead, where I have like a meat product such as a bacon or something, you know, maybe small beef strips or something like just something that I can have every few hours, just a small bite of, just to monitor and get me through the day as I fast. I feel it's a healthier way of fasting uh, for me, for me. And I have lost. Uh, I'm at a very appropriate weight uh, for my size and everything like that, whereas I used to not be. And so it's not about the numbers, by the way. It is about uh, uh, the circulatory system, heart health, physical health, and everything like that. It's not about a vanity thing here. Uh, so, well, I will say one thing on vanity. Vanity we think of sometimes as a bad thing, right? Uh, where am I walking up to? Oh, I'm gonna go up this next level. I want to walk up and look over the fountain. So vanity, sometimes we think of it as a bad trait to have. It makes you a jerk and all this kind of stuff. But vanity can sometimes be a useful thing. Uh, a long time ago, a zillion years ago, I think I was 19 years old, I got involved uh, and introduced to a particular drug, a recreational drug. And it was like, this chemical was affecting my complexion. And we're not talking about the occasional pimple or uh, random fever blister or something like that. I mean, it was just like it was just coming out in my pores, and it's like that, And I was a cosmetologist or a cosmetology student at the time, and so it's like, well, I cannot do this particular drug. I'm not saying I quit doing all drugs at the time, but I quit that one because it was like that's the one that. And but it was going to take me downhill way fast. I'm pretty sure. Not that I didn't go down the slope a bit over time, but um, yeah, for me it was like, okay, that's it. That's a no go. And so, in that sense, vanity, what we think of as something that's a bad trait sometimes, actually, vanity saved my life. So, but the reason for my diet is more of a healthy thing. Also, this is what I think about when I say, hey, it's good for my spiritual reflection that I can think about things such as ways to improve my character and stuff when I'm out walking in a calm. It's calming and relaxing, and I love it. Okay, what else? So, see how spiritual I am? Don't you just love how damn spiritual I am? I must be one awesome hell of a person. Just kidding. You gotta have some jokes. Gotta sometimes send yourself up, lampoon yourself. uh, uh, and I say that editorially. I've got to do that every once in a while. So it's like, remember to take everything, not so seriously, and keep things in perspective. You know, a lot of stuff that we do in general has been a matter of you know. A lot of mistakes in life and stuff like that. People could not have navigate some things that I have not navigated as well because they've had a better sense of perception at the time. Well, with the benefit of hindsight and life experience, a little bit of aging and everything, it's like okay. But the good news about that is that now I know that if I can keep things in a proper perspective, then I don't have to overreact to certain types of situations as they come up, give or take, and so keeping things where they are, and by not overreacting or even underreacting, but taking the time to reflect on appropriate response to situations, then I can have a healthier navigation through those things, and maybe even help other people uh, navigate the events of life. You know, which is kind of cool. Um, but mainly to not take a tumultuous situation and make it worse by overreacting. All right, so now I'm gonna walk back. I'm gonna walk up a couple of blocks and then cut back over to Texas Street. Uh, okay, so anyway, when I get home, now that I've had a really good day of fasting, it will be time to eat. Now, I love this. I've got some salmon, baked salmon. I've got some baked beef, and uh, because I've had such a success, you know, in the last few days on this keto, I have made a potato casserole that I get to have, and it's potato. But the cool thing about it, I don't know why this car is just sitting here waiting for me to walk, I guess. The cool thing about it is this potato casserole per 2/3 of a cup only has 16 grams of carbs. And I will post this video, and then I'll post a video of what my plate looks like, because I love how much food a person can have. Uh, you know, making healthier food choices, you get to have a lot of food on your plate versus if I were eating sweets or, you know, an excessive carbs and stuff like that, or salad, you know, even just something you think is healthy, a salad, but if you put like salad dressing all over it, uh, you don't. Anyway, this video is going to end soon. Let me go ahead, or the time that I have for it. So let me go ahead and say my uh, salutations, love and light, peace. I love you. Good night.